whatever it is, rest. And then once, he gets to the point of, you know, being well enough to play, they're going to play him. They just don't want to, like, put him out there too early and injure him, is what I'm understanding with John and everything like that. But now, if Auburn rolls out and there's no Dallas Wilson, yes, I will be highly concerned.
Um, pick one player on defense that you expect to have a breakout season, and one player on offense. I was gonna say
Okay.
three, but I'll do one and one. We can
Okay.
always have another show, and we can update that later.
Okay. Well, I think Kalu from on defense, the transfer, I think he's going to have a good year. And Jaden Woods on defense, of course, he's going to be a Tasmanian devil, is what I like to call him.
Yep,
And
I
then
call
on
him a unicorn.
Yeah, and then on offense, I would not be surprised to see Eric Singleton end up being the number one wide receiver, just with all the targets he got and how open he got, and working with, Cam Coleman and, wide receivers like that, and Auburn, that, obviously Auburn was doing something right with their wide receivers. And I'm not saying that, they were out there winning a bunch of games, but I am saying they were properly coached.
Yeah.
And I really feel like Singleton's going to light it up at Florida. And don't be surprised if, something happens to Ball, any kind of injury. I'm not trying to wish it upon him, but I think Pryor's ready to run with it. And I wouldn't be surprised if Clark can't run with it either.
Um, what are your thoughts? How long do you believe we're gonna have Buster Faulkner around?
That
Because I
here's
think he's only gonna be around for 1 or 2 seasons.
that's possible. I also have a theory that, say John, is making, bad splashes right away. I mean, I know Buster wants to be a head coach. There's a slight possibility that John could move on, and, then it's Buster's team. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, honestly.
Oh, I didn't think about it that way, but I think Summerall's gonna be here for, I would say,
He's got a
5 seasons
contract,
to
so
start,
yeah. I mean,
unless everything breaks loose and he turns out to be another Billy Napier 2.0, which I don't think so.
yeah, I don't think he's Billy Napier 2.0. I just think it's the SEC. The schedule that you face with Florida is daunting for any coach. I don't care if you put Nick Saban in there, it's still going to be, it's not going to be cake. So, John's just got more to prove to me than, some other more experienced coaches, but I'm all for him doing great, and I want him to do great because I want the Gators to win. And the man says he's going to win right away. So I'm going to give the man the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to, I'm not going to, like I said, my foot's not going to be to the gas, and I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, we're going to the playoffs, boys, but I am going to, cautiously watch. I mean, he may end up, doing a 10-win season or something like that and getting us into the playoffs. And then I'd, feel like an idiot if I said anything else. But I just want I just want to be cautious about it, because
Yeah, I got you.
we've just got burned so many times in 3 to 4 years.
What you think about the corners and the safety room, based on what you saw on the orange and blue game? Because I felt, based on what I've seen the clips, we've got lockdown corners and lockdown safeties.
Yeah, yeah, and it's also hard to gauge, on that. I mean, we got you know, Cormani McLean, he's back there. That helps, right off
Yes,
the bat.
and DJ
And
Johnson.
yep, and Ben Hanks is back there. I mean, he's back there at safety, I believe, and it's a good vibe. Ben Hanks himself, I loved watching him play. If I'm not mistaken, he even rocked the number 11. And not that Ben Hanks Jr. is, but it's just another shout out to Spurrier. But I just would like to see, how Ben Hanks Jr. is going to do this season. I feel like he has, room to grow. And um, to be honest, I'm not the biggest defensive, like, how you've got a defensive minded coach,